Now when I write the print function, it tells me something. Okay, we are now able to understand what does print have. It has different parameters. It says you can give multiple values. It can give multiple values, and then it gives you it has one parameter called as sep. It is one parameter called as sep. What is the meaning of sep? And that value is given that parameter is given, or that argument is given a default value. What is the default value? Space. Default value is space, which means when I say print 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, okay, and then when I close the bracket and when I say enter, what happened? Between 1 and 2 the separation is what? Between 1 and 2 the separation is between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4. What is the separation? The separation is a space. Okay, so that sep is denoting the separation. The sep is having a default value of space. So no, I want to change the default value of sep. I want to make that, between two numbers I should have a comma. Okay, between my print values I should have a comma. Okay, I don't want a space. Then what should I do? I should say print 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and I will say comma. I need to access which parameter? Sep. I need to change sep. What will I do? I will say sep. I don't want the default value, but I want now a new value to be assigned to it. That is, can I say I can assign in a string, I need to assign a value comma. If I say comma, then when I do an enter, can you see what gets printed out? 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Sir, what if I do something like this? If I change the sep to something like this? Yeah, so can you see between 1, 2, 3 and 4? What is it? Did you understand? Is that clear? Now, okay, we need to have a look at one more default parameter of print. One more default parameter of print. I need to do that in a script. Let's say I need to print, let's say square of, I'm going to print square of 3 comma 2, which means I'm calling the function which is there above. Yes, this particular function I'm giving a call by passing the parameters 3 comma 2. But I want to print square of 4 comma 5, and then okay, I want to print square of 4 comma 5. Okay, the separation between both of them is going to be by default what? Is going to be space. Sir, what if I want to change the sep? I can change it by saying comma sep is equal to, can I say sep is equal to, I can just give a tab. Okay, I'll just give a tab, or let me say I give something like a colon, like, and then I want to print after this. I say I'm going to print over there. Let's say this is a demonstration of how to change default parameters of print function, and then I say enter, and then I save it, and then I do a function F5. What does it return for me? Oh, wait 1 second. Yes, it says, okay, it returns for me square of both the numbers. It returns square of 3 comma 2, that is 5 square, that is 25, and then it returns a square, that is 4 comma 5, and that is 81. 4 comma 5, that is 9 square, that is 81, and the separation between these two are semicolon. And then you have a print. The next print is, this is a demonstration of how to change default parameters of print function. But I had written two print. Now, did I tell the user, or did I tell the computer that between these two print functions, whatever this fellow is printing and whatever this fellow is printing, these two print statements, did I tell the computer that please print on separate lines? No, I didn't tell them to print on separate lines. I just gave the two commands. It by itself, after printing this particular statement, it put what? It put a enter, and then printed the next print statement, which means the end of every print statement is by default an enter, and enter in programming is called as a \n, backslash n. I'll write it in comments here. It is called as a backslash n. Okay, so this is backslash n is equivalent to a new line. Is equivalent to a new line. So now if I remove this bracket, and I say comma, okay, it's not, and if I press Control O, let's say there is one more parameter which I want to introduce to you. I'll just show you with another print statement. Okay, so I'm going to say in print, what can I have? Yeah, print has different parameters. Can you see value, comma, dot dot dot, comma, sep is equal to this thing, and it says end is what? End is backslash n. End is one of the parameters. End is one of the parameters which is saying give a backslash n, which means at the end of the print statements, after printing everything whatever is there in this print line, at the end give a backslash n. So can I say over here, when I say print, I will say 2 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. I'm just printing random values, and I say now at the end of this, don't make it a new line, but rather put a space. And I can also change the sep. Sep is also, I can make it as a semicolon. A sep is also a semicolon, and then I say end. Okay, when I say that, and then when I save it and then I run it, okay, see what happens. 25 and 81, the end of this is a backslash n, which means it makes a new line. After this print, there is a new line over here because you haven't changed the default parameter. But after this, after printing 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 with a separation of a semicolon, you change the end of that from a new line to a space, and that is why when you printed the next line, it did not print on a new line, but it printed after giving a small space after 5. Is that very clear? How to change the default parameters of print function. With this, we can understand how to change the parameters, how to give default parameters in functions. And with this, we are understanding a bit of print function. Hope we go ahead. As we go ahead, we will have to use this multiple times. Hope you are in tune with me, and let's go on to the next lesson as we complete this. Hope you practice well. Thank you.